Apart from that, there it is. Birthright back on the first pick. And let's see if it's gonna be the same as game number 1.
Indeed. And, this time around, SEIJU are probably going to ban off the Zushin, and I guess they would try to get 2 more of Furious here, which I don't think Birthright are going to get the Bruno, so if they want to take the Bruno for themselves, this is their opportunity for it, which second picks, it's more easier to get for. But the bans, though, going to be pretty standard here, especially from the side of Birthright, and I guess they would be targeting, the utility XP lanes here, like Gato Catcher or even the Hylos. Hilda, I guess they tend to face well against, since they have the Folius here from MLBB. So it's alright, it's an alright matchup. But SEIJU on the other hand here, the bans here have to be very good, because they are gonna be giving, if the bans are not up to the point here for them side, like if they give away a jungler or a mage, which is a huge weakness to their team, it's gonna be very difficult.
The thing is, they gotta be careful with their bans, right? Because you have to take care of the Tig, because we've seen the Tig a previous game being extremely well, right? You have to take care of the Bruno. Uruk on the Bruno was dangerous, right? You have to take care of the Zushin. We've seen the Zushin, Danny on Zushin just dominating way through. You have to take care of the flexibility coming in from the one and only the jungler themselves, right? So you have so many things coming in from Birthright that you have to make sure your 3 bans on SEIJU and your 2 picks are enough to put Birthright on the spot, because they are such a flexible team, right? They know they have several expertise throughout their composition, right? And they have several comforts, so that definitely puts SEIJU on the spot, and they gotta be really careful with their bans here. But now we've seen the Fanny once again being banned, and that is quite the understandable ban. Last time I've seen a Fanny, it wasn't really that fun for the opposing team. So now, as SEIJU here, right? You now play 2 games. You know that, hey, Birthright is a really strong team, right? We lost the 2 games just because not only it was draft issue, but at the same time we got outplayed by many different aspects in the game and from how disciplined from them. So as SEIJU here, if you were to win, what would you think of? Why and how and why, right? You need to think of questions like this, like, hey, 2 games gone down the drain just like that. They dominate both games. We gotta step up, right? We gotta make sure we step up. And just like Extremely Slay did, right? Even though they were 2-0 down against CR7, they had that mentality, right? They had that goal, like, hey, it doesn't matter how bad it gets, we're still gonna give it our best and try. And so SEIJU needs to pull out their pull out every card they're holding on to right now.
Yep, indeed. It's now or never, folks. It's now or never. And the final ban's coming in. We are here. Matilda gets banned off. Quite fair, but Zushin here, again banned. They don't want to make the same mistake from the first game. But we are here. They have the Suyo open. They have possibly could go for that if they want to. Because other than the Suyo, what else is open for
you have Suyo, you have Hilda.
Hilda?
Yeah. Hilda's still on the table. You still have Khalid. He is nerfed, but once again, rotation-wise, Khalid kind of works. And it looks like the Hylos is open as well. And yeah, Hylos is actually one of the best first picks that you can get off, because he's flexible on both EXP and Roam. And when it comes to the Hylos EXP, I actually like Hylos EXP more, thanks to how disruptive he is to the enemy XP and how faster he can rotate. And he has really decent wave clear as well. So right now for SEIJU, they have the Suyu, right? They have the Nolan, they have the Ling, they have the Alpha, they have the Aurora, they have the Vixana, they have the everything is open right now, right? So when it comes to Bruno as well is open. Let's not forget about Bruno. Bruno has been the star player in the previous 2 matches, but now the Suyu once again, and there it is, finally not being limited to that Hilda. They are gonna go for what's been causing them trouble, and it's the Bruno. But once again, Uruk, he is flexible on that. He could potentially go Beatrix here, like the previous match where the Bia and the Bruno matchup were up. or maybe he could surprise us with a way different pick. Even Claude would be a decent pick. Or actually, it's a really good pick alongside Hylos because the Glorious Pathway and Blazing Duet combo coming in, that makes Claude super fast in team fights, and it makes it difficult for the enemy side to just, for SEIJU especially, to just catch such a quick Claude, right? So they gotta make sure now. What will Birthright go for here? They have a lot of mages. Lowy is open, Aurora, and Vixana as well. So let's see what's gonna happen here for the side of Birthright. It's gonna be the Alpha. There it is. And the
Danny
Beatrix
with the Alpha here. And then Beatrix by Mark, which is quite fair. Utility marksman here. Decent bursts. And the team fights, which we've seen BR here time and time again. They want to have that early lead, which the rotations have been quite good. So again, the Beatrix having the double ultimate combo is going to be quite good for the side of Birthright. But SEIJU here, counter picking now with Faramis here, which is a little surprising because, you know, Faramis is a difficult matchup against the Beatrix and the Alpha. And the Hylos could be huge for negate a lot of mobility from him because, you know, the Glorious Pathway, just drop that on in those team fights. You just can be stagnant there. You can't really move much. Sure, you have your teammate for support, but this is gonna need a heck of a roamer here to follow up, which very difficult.
But, you know,
second ban's phase.
Once again, you know, the second ban phase, there is obviously the Valentina's gonna be banned, right? I mean, taking out the Fairmist, knowing that they don't have a mage yet, you need to ban the mages that are gonna cause you a lot of trouble, right? And so I'm thinking they're gonna ban Loyi next, or maybe even the Aurora, right? I doubt Vixana would be that troublesome to a Fairmist comp. And there is the Hilda getting taken out as well, knowing that SEIJU do have the flexible AXP and roamer pick, right? So they do have a lot on the table in between these AX. In contrast, though, against Birthright, they do have the mage open as well, mage role. They could. There is the Blowy, like I mentioned, has to be banned against the Faramis because it's extremely troublesome and it renders your Netherrealm useless if used correctly, right? Yeah. And now you have the Aurora open, you have the Vixana open, you have the Farsa open, and actually I would say Farsa works pretty well here, right? But at the same time, you just gotta wait. You gotta see how this ban phase is gonna go. I mean, you still have the Edith could be banned here.
Yeah, a Farsa here could work great because time and time again, we've not seen a Farsa even picked once by either team here. And the side of BR, you know, having the range advantage, especially against Bruno, especially against the SEIJU. SEIJU is a dive hero here. But if he goes for the Farsa amidst all of the heroes here, the Beatrix, the Hylos, the Alpha, if you go for the Farsa, you're just going to be trading off a mage for a jungler. It's a very difficult call to make. But the bans, though, have been quite phenomenal here. The Cho being banned off by the side of BR here. They know what SEIJU can do. They have a Cho on their hands. The second game, which showed really early, but this game around, you know, if they wanted to pick it up, it was probably the first phase for to time it, but it's gonna be banned off. And now next picks here. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Romer here, perhaps? Yeah,
thinking that Tig. There it is, the Tig. Yeah. I mean, they know they can still go with that Tig on the Hylos EXP lane, right? So they have to take the Tig away from Birthright first, making sure that Mark doesn't have his Tig. And right now, you know, you have many things on the table open. Right, you have the Nolan and the Link still on the table. If you don't really want both of those, and wait, actually we have an Alpha. Never mind, my bad. You have the mages open, which is Farsa and Aurora. These two are exceptional mages. They can lead. They can put SEIJU in a rough spot. But at the same time, when it comes to that flexible pick, I personally think something that would be disruptive to not only the Tig but the Faramis would work. Maybe a Kaja would work pretty well as a pickoff, or maybe even an Akai. Even though Akai is proven, sometimes there is, as I call it, Akai is proven to be really decent. At the same time, it's proven to be really disruptive, and there it is, the Aurora picked as we mentioned. So this is currently a draft of Birthright, and I do like that Birthright. But now for SEIJU, as they have this one last pick, right? They need that AXP laner that can change the tides, and I think maybe CC could work. And there
Yep,
it
indeed.
is. I called
There it
it
is.
once again. I got that magic ball to predict. And
Yeah.
STC does indeed work here. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna head to potentially the last game of the series, or we could head into game 4. We could see something surprising.
Hey man, CC against the Hylos is always to be seen here. It matches up well, and you know the fact that you can lock 2 targets time and time again, which we saw yesterday, and today is going to be the first time around. And SEIJU here, very difficult call to make, as they have a super difficult composition to dive against. The Kai is there, the Aurora is there, the disruption. Akai especially so good in countering the Suyo and the Tigreal. Even some certain cases could be a good counter against the Faramis in the realm, because you can just push them out of the way, out of the range, and you know just disable them. But so far, SEIJU, they'll have to come up and probably win the early game here, and maybe give the goal laner a little bit of an easier time later on, if he's going to be facing up against the Beatrix.
Yeah, I mean, I agree here. And right now, instead of having a hard time, we do have game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the action, which could potentially be the end of SEIJU, or maybe they could surprise us with a comeback like we seen last time, yesterday. So let's see right now as we have the comps over here. And to be fair, I do like SEIJU's draft here this time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, SEIJU do have the CC that can be super disruptive during teamfights, but Mahoraga's in trouble as my lobby, like we mentioned over and over again. My lobby being the faster one to rotate, but there it is. The CC I'm talking about, dealing the damage, using the Vengeance, but you gotta know the Vengeance isn't really that effective against the Alpha, and so you're gonna be punished as well.
Hey man, XP laner for XP laner. But you know what else got used up here? The flicker by Malraga, which it's not going to be up for the next turtle fight. So you're going to have to play a little bit more reactive. So he was obviously also going to play defensively, but SEIJU there looks like we're going to be going to be zoning off, clear out the lanes, maybe get a better rotation here over to the river, and spot off certain targets. But Maraga will be the one to place check the bushes in this case. And Yarder have the advantage with a lot of disruption. Wait, hang on.
Oh, looks at this,
Danny in
Pride of
trouble.
Ice. Pride of Ice has been triggered by Danny, but the Flicker so as well, and that puts Danny in a really rough spot because you gotta watch out now for the CC, right? Mugen could just jump back there anytime. Mark, though, Mark is looking for something, looking to disrupt, catches Mugen there alongside my lobby. He's going on the CC right now, and it looks for the side of SEIJU. They are not going to be able to contest on time. So my lobby here with the Glorious Pathway, looks like he's in a rough position with the Revitalize. There it is, another arm coming in from not only Sen, but it looks like they're still somewhere as the Frigid Glacier captures 3 of them, and there is the triple kill going in for Levi, still looking for that Maniac. They're not looking to let Maharaga go. He knows he doesn't have that flicker, and Danny is there just in time to take him out, knowing full well he does not have another way out. And what a team fight coming in from the side of Birthright.
Indeed, and it all started off with the fantastic glorious pathway by my lobby, dropping that right in the midst of the team fight, where almost everyone was slowed. They could try to walk up on towards the backline of BR, but not a chance here, as the setup was just perfect with Levi again, and Mark getting a surprising kill on towards Wiz. Oh, he didn't even need to use the heavy spin there. Gonna have it up and ready for the top lane here, which Urek might be a bit trouble if Maraga tries to go for flicker combo. But the rest of BR here are gonna be walking up, and Mark's gonna be the first one to face check.
Oh no, looks like Mark is going to the face check. Looks like he does have that heavy spin. Maharaga is trying to get something out of Secret Hammer, and there it is! The heavy spin finally coming through, but the flicker coming in from Maharaga as well puts him on the spot for the upcoming objective once again. But you gotta give credit to Danny here, being always on point in every engage possible, and we are seeing it right now as he also goes here, pick up Jace, and there it is. It is a 5-man, ladies and gentlemen. My lobby is trading that bottom lane gold just for the sake of Yurik, and that is more than worth it to have Yurik in the long-term game, proven more useful than Jace in that case.
Indeed. And SEIJU here trying to go and mitigate a little bit of the turret damage with Mugen in the bot lane section, but he is going to be faced here as 3 or 4 members of the side of Beyond. They're all rotating together. MLBB going to push out Wiz away from the turtle, while Levi chunks it up with that true damage alpha being so fast in bursting the objective. But it looks like the turret's going to be taken. No, never mind. Doesn't get traded. Still healthy with a sliver of HP. But the rest of BR here, they're looking towards the goal lane once again. XP lane will have to be contested by MLBB. He has to answer the CC. But Urik just zoning off Jace so much. SEIJU will have to try to answer this. Looks like Maraga will be the first one for that.
Maraga is looking to zone them out, but once again you gotta watch out for Mark, right? That heavy spin is more disruptive than you think it is. It's not only for Maraga but for the rest of SEIJU, so you gotta prepare, right? For what SEIJU can do here is they can try to use that win condition to shut down Mark, because Mark is what's causing them a lot of trouble. Not only Mark alone, but Danny as well. Looks like they are looking to go for something against MLBB as the implosion coming through, going in for the pick-off, but so are they trading the top lane tower for that as well.
Kill going towards Maharaga there, not what you want to see. Romer here. The first kill also for the South Sage, and then make that 2 here. VR though, they will be looking towards Wiz. Oh, gets picked off. Unfortunate, the purple buff gonna be invaded again. Levi so up ahead on farm, he's 2 levels up, and they will be looking towards one of these turrets here. Lane swap, quick one coming in for the side of VR here. We're gonna be on the bot lane now, and meanwhile, MLBB gonna be rushing down top lane section, but looks like VR splitting a little bit. Levi is on the top, but he just might get caught by Maraga.
Oh no, Levi does not have that Spear of Alpha yet, but does have the damage to help him survive, and there it is, gets it on time, but Jace is still not willing to let that go. He's still trying to go for a dive, but knows he can't go any further now, and now Danny and Mark are now on the table right now, as Mark does not have that heavy spin. There it is, the implosion coming in, but the Frigid Glacier, the flicker, perfectly timed here for Maraga to escape, but so unfortunate for Jace, not even a Purify can get out of that, and Maraga, even though he did flicker, MLBB, just like you said, the XP laner of all time, is just there once again to back you up despite where you are. And there it is, a heavy spin on Wheeze. There it is, they taking out the Fairest Nether Realm and making sure to slow them down for this upcoming tier 2 as well.
Yep, indeed.
But
a lot of burst damage. Oh, Urik here taking down the turret now. Next on play as Levi takes the turtle. There's 3 turtles here for the side of BR. So much gold and EXP. Further distributing gap here. I believe there's a 6k gold difference right now. SEIJU looking in a very tough spot. And they have to properly answer this by taking on maybe Levi shutting him down, but it's very difficult. Jace tried earlier, but it was just not enough. He needed a little bit more for his team, but wasn't successful. And SEIJU trying to look for his setup, but Maraga always being mirrored by Mark time and time again. It's looking quite difficult. Again though, in MLBB, dancing a little bit, and this is the case there. Oh wait, hang on, we'll have to hold it up.
They're looking for something, but looks like Mark is way deep, and yeah, he's trying to provide as much as he can. And the curtain call coming in from Mark onto Levi there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not much to do with that curtain call, and look at Urik. I mean, if we would have to look at the farm here, look at the itemization. Look at Urik is way ahead now, thanks to him not pushing 2 towers ahead in the top lane, but also in the bottom lane as well.
Yep, indeed. And the fact that time and time again, MLBB has been so present in those team fights. Even right now, he's marching in forwards, on towards Mugen.
There it is with a Glur's Pathway, but the critical once again stopping MLBB onto Urik here, and knowing that Urik can't even get close, so that was a perfectly good critical, but there it is. The Nether Realm has been used, ladies and gentlemen, before the upcoming Lord, and I hate to say it, this might be just like the previous 2 games. I mean, we have 8, almost 9k, 10k ahead of farm, right, for the side of Birthright, and they're still looking to farm further and further, and for the side of SEIJU, they can't really do anything but protect their own inhibitors.
Indeed. And now the turrets are all fallen here. MLBB still pressing the team fight here, which Mugen should have done a lot more earlier on. And at this point, it's too late. with the goal difference being so much. 9k goal lead. Lord been slain 9 minutes in. BR looking in a very comfortable spot, and they will be trying to take a couple more third inhibitor turrets if it happens. But my lobby is recalling a little bit. Logan be marching in mid lane section here, and they all have their ultimates ready. They all have their spells ready. Both teams. This is gonna be quite the clash here, and probably the one to start us all off is probably gonna be Maharaga here, the Tigreal, the Flicker Implosion.
The Flicker Implosion is waiting, and look at his positioning. He's sure looking for him, but the Sacred Hammer backwards. He knows he can't really engage that hard when you have Mark here on the heavy spin, always ready for it. And there it is, my lobby with a Glorious Pathway. But Danny, there it is, the Frigid Glacier, capturing 2 in the progress, taking Maharaga. Maharaga might be in trouble here, has to flicker out, unfortunately. Moving down the backline with a vengeance, with a damage on the CC, but the Vitalize just in time coming in from the one and only my lobby, making sure his team doesn't get taken down. Mark still has that heavy spin amidst all of that chaos, is just waiting for the one and only Maharaga himself. But now look at this, they're still looking to push forward here. Looks like Mugen might be in trouble, taken out by Yurik in an instant as a critical doesn't really do much. A Spear of Alpha coming in from Levi, he's still looking for more. There is a heavy spin just to zone them back to base. Wiz is now back here to his team, but a bit second too late, as there it is, another Spear of Alpha cancelling that implosion coming in from Maharaga. Still looking for more with the Bennett, dealing too much damage, and there it is, Wiz taken out, Jace taken out as well, double kill, looking for the triple.
Hang on, Jace! Jace!
Levi gets that triple instead as the one and only Winter Junction comes through, and this could potentially, ladies and gentlemen, be the end, but unfortunately they do not have Yurik, but at the same time Jace is up and is able to defend this, and what a brawl, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, indeed. Perfect positioning here for SRBR there. SEIJU did try to make it all happen, and Jace successfully defended it, picking up 2 kills in process and huge kills here. He almost took down Levi again, but oh, there's so much heal and regen. He's just so far ahead. But this just might be the gap he needs to close up the rest of the fights here. Still 1 level difference with Ulrich, but he does have the goal needed. 12 minutes up, almost going to be coming up. And both teams here, they have their ultimates ready. They're all spawned in, but SEIJU back in the corner. They still want to take a little bit of the map control position in the orange buff section. Mugen also being face checking here. Then spot out my lobby and Levi here. Oh, close pathway.
There it is, Spear of Alpha, and there it is, the Nether Realm coming in from Sen Hates. No, and he surely does, because James has been just taken out, and the rest of the team is looking to get wiped as well as Urik comes up the second kill, looking for Mugen, and there it is, the implosion, but unfortunately doesn't do much with it, as Urik still almost gets taken. There it is, Urik is taken down actually, but at the cost of just selling the game, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3, and like I said, it is a 3-0 for the side of Birthright, ladies and gentlemen.